James Honeycutt, President and co-founder of New Tesla. In this video segment, we'll be talking about the wellness number and using your Somnius instrument in order to measure and report and treat with your wellness number. Wellness number is New Tesla's term for your critical flicker fusion frequency, or that frequency at which a rapidly flashing light appears to fuse into a constantly illuminated light source. Now, flicker fusion was discovered over 100 years ago, but it wasn't until 1945 that there was the first serious study that was done with using pilots returning home from World War II that were suffering from post-traumatic stress disorder. They did a study with 100 pilots, 50 who had PTSD symptoms and 50 without, and they developed a mechanism to measure their flicker fusion rate using a projector with a disc rotating in front of the lens with a pinhole poked into it that would flash a brief flash of white light onto a screen across the room from where the pilot was sitting. By changing the speed of the spinning disc, they changed the rate at which the light was flashing on the wall. As the light speed, as the flashes increased, the flicker fusion rate would go up. And then at the point where the light appeared to be on continuously, the pilot would then report that, and they were able to track the pilot's recovery through PTSD treatment. And what they discovered was the less stress that a pilot was feeling, the more they were recovering from their PTSD symptoms, the higher the frequency was. New Tesla uses what is called a wellness number, which is not specifically the flicker fusion frequency, but is another number that also changes, and it goes up as your flicker fusion frequency goes up. And so by using Somnius or any of our instruments, they all have the ability to measure and report your flicker fusion frequency as a wellness number. You can objectively measure your improvements from using our instruments. Let's talk about how Somnius is used to measure and report your flicker fusion frequency. Now, this Somnius and Clarius and Metronome all have the latest flicker fusion frequency programs, and those programs, the updates are available on newtesla.com. And if you have an older version, we recommend updating. There's no cost to update, no matter how old your instrument is. To access the wellness number feature on your Somnius, all you have to do is have Somnius plugged in and operating, as we see it is here with the red wave that just occurred, and then press and release the lower setup button on the back. Just hold it for about a second and let go, and the light will now flash 6 flashes of red and then appear to be continuously lit. Now, the light is actually turning on and off at a very rapid rate, even though it appears to be constantly lit. By pressing the setup button again and holding it down, it will cause it to rapidly begin to decrease. And in a moment here, you'll begin to see the flickering as it begins to be more pronounced, and the camera can catch that flickering. And so we'll bring it all the way down like that. You can see that getting slower and slower to the point where we actually went off completely. So we'll start that up one more time so that we can do this in a more controlled way so you can see that. There's the 6 flashes, and now it appears to be continuously lit. The way that you do this, once that's started like that, you simply hold the Somnius up to your eye, and while looking at it through your predominant eye, you push the bottom setup button to bring it slower, and you'll see it begin to flicker. Then push the top button in order to make it stop flickering, and then the light will go off after 5 seconds and begin to flash white lights. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 70. Green, that was a blue for 1, and then I'll explain that. So the white light is used to flash the tens digits. A green light is used to flash the ones digits. Now, if the ones is a 0, it flashes blue. Now, this is all contained in the user guide, so you can read that. And then it also flashes tenths, which it flashed 0.1. So there was one orange flash at the very end. So we saw 7 white, a blue, that meant 70, and then 0.1. 70.1 is my wellness number. And that tells me what my wellness level is. Then after it reports that frequency, you can record that, and now for the next 20 minutes it's going to emit my wellness frequency so I can track that, and it will help to increase my resistance to outside influences by reinforcing my beta range, beta activity, the brainwave activity in the beta range, which is where your flicker fusion is. Now, while it's doing this, I can push the button again and retest anytime during this 20-minute period while the LED is flashing like this. So if I hold it up to my eye again and push, I'm going to go a little bit faster. Okay, and now I'm going to put it back down for 5 seconds. It'll stay on, then the light will go off, and then it'll flash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 50, 60, 70, and then 1, 71.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 71.6. My number went up from 70.1 to 71.6 because I increased the frequency a little bit of the flashing rate, so I can track that. Now I can then again for the next 20 minutes it's going to emit this frequency. I want to keep the Somnius near me so I'm within the field as it strengthens and reinforces my wellness number, and it helps me to track it. So the wellness number also provides an objective measurement to identify how effective the instrument is in helping you with your sleep. Obviously you can tell if you're sleeping better, but if you want to get a bit more objective measurement, you can use the flicker fusion frequency. And you can measure it as often as you want. You can do it several times a day, several times a week, or once or twice a month. It's up to you. But it's important to track it, to write it down and keep track of it. And you'll notice on days when you're feeling better, your number will be higher. On days where you're not feeling so well, your number will likely be lower. And there's some new changes coming for flicker fusion that will be coming out in the near future. So it's important to learn how to use this feature now and get familiar with it. So watch this video as many times as you need to get comfortable with using it. I'm going to just let this continue to run, and thank you for watching this video segment. Bye. Thank you for watching our video segment. If you have any questions about using your product, just send us an email, info@nutesla.com, and we'll be sure to get back to you as soon as possible with an answer. Also check our site, nutesla.com. Have a great day.